afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to IRX Residency and Citizenship Conclave Virtual Edition. It's great to have you all joining us from different countries, along with our esteemed speaker, together on this platform. Looking at these challenging times, we at GMN Media have put together this platform as an opportunity to educate all our esteemed investors, investment bankers, lawyers, immigration and real estate consultants about attractive citizenship and residency programs on offer. This presentation will be for 15 minutes, followed by 10 minutes of Q&A. I would request all our attendees to be on active speaker mode. During time of Q&A, all attendees are requested to click the raise your hand button on your screen and you will be allowed to ask your question. We will unmute you so that you can ask your question. Since we only have 10 minutes, in case you didn't get your chance to ask your question or your query remains unanswered, the presenter will be available to speak to you in their virtual booth at the IRX Residency and Citizenship Virtual Exhibition. We will post the link on the chat for your reference. Without further delay, I would like to introduce our presenter, Tiago Camara, co-founder for PT Golden Visa. He is going to present on Portugal Investor Visa. Over to you, Tiago.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to virtually being here present in IRX 2020, promoting Portugal and the advantages of investors to come to Portugal and invest in our country. I'm Tiago Camara. All my contacts are here. Please feel free to contact me anytime to proceed for the Golden Visa program. It will be a pleasure to assist you and your families in one of the best Golden Visa programs available these days worldwide. Allow me to shortly introduce my country. So my country is located in the western part of Europe. It's this small dot, red dot in the beginning of Europe. It's bordering with the Atlantic Ocean and Spain. It has a population of around 10 million people, 10 million citizens. It's part of European countries and Schengen. It has a very good quality of healthcare system, very safe country. It's a very welcoming nation. Our second language or first foreign language is the English. We have a very affordable cost of living for people willing to relocate. And we are very famous for our tourism, so our main industry. For example, in 2018, in the edition of the World Travel Awards, Portugal won more than 17 awards in total, coming from all the quality of tourism we present in all the country, different regions. The capital is Lisbon. We are Europe's leading city break destination since ever. We won that award also in 2019. And Lisbon, being the capital, is considered one of the best places to visit over the last few years in Europe and in the world. Some interesting facts about our country. We, as mentioned before, we are famous for our tourism. So the best beach holiday destination, one of the awards we keep on getting for our country. It's the first destination in Europe for city break trips, Lisbon, the capital. We are now to be the #1 cork producers worldwide. We have been getting on the top 5 of world's oil producers every year, and we have the best football player in the world, in our opinion, which is Cristiano Ronaldo, as one of the main ambassadors of the country. Also important to mention that our hospitality comes mainly from our mix of cultures, our way of dealing with different countries, with different nationalities, with different religions. Back in 15th century, you might all know that we were conquerors of the world. So we had still recent times colonies all over the world, in Africa, Angola, Mozambique, in South America, Brazil, in Asia, we had Macau, and you might also know that we had Goa in India. But what is important today is to understand why investors keep on coming to Portugal to do their investments and to apply for these programs that we have recently launched in our country that is attracting foreign investment. So let's start by analyzing what were our last 10 years. So back in 2008, to 2011, not only Portugal faced the world economic crisis, but all over the world, this crisis hit hard. The bankruptcy was leading to unemployment, the economies were collapsing, no investments were being done. And the Portuguese authorities back in 2013, to overcome all this crisis, they launched very, very effective programs to attract foreign investment to Portugal. So the Golden Visa, the residency permit programs that we will be analyzing today, is one of the programs that were launched, and non-habitual residence, which is a program more for people relocating their tax residency to Portugal. But all of these programs attracted foreign investment on a very effective way. Since the tourism also at this time in 2014 started picking up, we benefited a lot from a lot of crises that occurred in our, I would say, competitors' countries. Spain had some issues with the independence of Catalonia, North of Africa facing a lot of conflict. So they came to Portugal, and the word started spreading by informing the rest of the world the quality of tourism in Portugal. So since then, we are growing on more than 9% every year on number of tourists, with the real estate value due to these specific programs also increased a lot because there's too much demand and no supply. And so people or citizens or investors that coming to Portugal to invest in real estate can expect in the main cities in average to get appreciation on their properties values of more than 10% on a yearly basis since 2014 till today. Unfortunately, today we are assisting to a new reality. COVID-19 affected again worldwide economies. We're living from tourism. We're facing, of course, drops on the number of tourists coming to the country. Borders are closed, and that is affecting definitely the tourism, which is not affecting the real estate due to the fact that the program we have, and we're going to be analyzing during this presentation, is based on a backup plan for families, for investors and their families. And these kind of programs, we are assisting to an increase on the demand of this Golden Visa programs, of these residency permit applications more than ever. And this is because COVID-19 is bringing instability, uncertainty to the world. And people more than ever want a backup plan for themselves and for the families. So coming to Portugal and doing an investment, we're going to be analyzing in the presentation, that will be a very, very good investment, a very good decision for the future generations and for the investors by themselves. So as a conclusion today, the main reasons why investors are coming to Portugal is because Portugal is the fourth safest country in the world. It has great logistic infrastructures, advanced communication systems, as mentioned before, the affordable cost of living. We have 290 days of sun per year. We speak English in all the environments, on the street, on business environments. The tourism keeps on growing, or was growing till recent times. We believe once there is a solution for COVID-19, it will come back. Properties and real estate funds are providing very good returns on investment for the investors investing in Portugal. And it is very easy for anyone to come and invest in Portugal by even creating their own companies. We, for example, create companies in 1 hour. So that is something that welcomes investors on a very good way, I would say. So now coming to the program, which is the reason why we are all here. So the Portuguese Golden Visa program, and why it performs as the best residence permit program at the moment available worldwide. So the success of this program went through the analysis the government, the local authorities in Portugal did, and the way they created the program in order to attract the foreign investment. So it is a very efficient program. It was launched back in 2012 by the Portuguese authorities. The program provides investors residency permit cards after doing a certain investment. The investment, as we can see here, goes from 280,000 euros to 500,000, depending on the decision you want to invest. We will be analyzing that in the next slides, but it's targeting non-Europeans. So every wealthy individuals with the capacity to invest at least 280,000 euros, which are expats or business owners. This is the typical target that is coming to Portugal. Located in Middle East, Asia, Africa, South America. They are the ones coming to do this backup plan. And the objective of Portugal authorities was always to attract the foreign investment. The objective of the investors is always to get a backup plan where they get a European Union residence permits and they are able to freely move worldwide and secure the next generation future. The advantage of applying for such program. So once you do the investment, you are eligible to get to live, work, and study in Portugal. You can freely travel within all the Schengen countries, more than 26 countries. There is no need for a location. This is something that is very important for investors that are not willing to change their lives. They just have to come 7 days per year in average to Portugal during the next 5 years. 5 years is the number of years of the program. They can request citizenship after 5 years, so they can get the Portuguese passport. Portuguese passport at the moment is the 4th strongest passport in the world. You reach more than 170 countries without any visa, and this is a very good advantage. You can establish business in all the Schengen countries. Family reunification is allowed, meaning that the investor can place as dependents the kids below 18 years old. If they are more than 18 years old, the investors have to prove that they are still dependents on the investors, and they can even place their parents and the parents of the wife, or if the wife is the investor, the parents of the husband. They can enroll kids in all public schools for free or private as local citizens. If working in Portugal, they can enjoy all benefits of social health care system, including the free medical care, can give birth to child in a public health institution without any costs, and then they can even enjoy retirement pension plan after deducting for social security for more than 13 years. So the advantages are great. This comes from an investment, as mentioned before, of 280. We now going to analyze the different options that we have in order to apply for this program, and we divide the investment options in 2 different categories: the real estate and the financial investments. The real estate, we have 3 different options of investment. The first one, 500,000 euros. If you're buying real estate with a minimum of 500,000 euros, you are allowed to buy any type of property, coming from lands, commercial, residential, any type of properties are allowed if you reach the 500,000 euros. If you want to lower your investment, 350,000 euros in real estate allows you to buy properties that have to have more than 30 years and have been refurbished. And if you even want to lower a little bit more your investment, you have the option of buying properties in remote areas with less than 100 inhabitants that also have to have more than 30 years and have been refurbished. We will gonna analyze in detail each of the investment options, but the second one that I mentioned to you, the second category, is financial products. So for people that are willing and are more used to financial products, there's a very good investment option, which is the SIF investment fund, which is a fund that qualifies clients for Golden Visa the same way as the real estate, but instead of buying property, they will have shares of this specific fund, and the minimum investment is 350,000 euros. We will now analyze in detail each of the options mentioned. So in total, 4 options from 2 different categories, or real estate or financial investments. So the first one, 500,000, investors are normally acquiring or buying properties that are new apartments in the center cities of Lisbon or Porto, the 2 main cities in Portugal. Capital appreciation is quite high, as mentioned before. There's too much demand in the market and no supply, so you can count off around 10% on the capital appreciation of these new apartments. Rental income around 4 to 6%. But the best investment, and the investment that provides better returns on investment for the investors, are definitely the off-plan projects. So if you're buying land plus construction costs, you're benefiting from not paying the premium the market is requesting. So this typical project that we see at our left side is a villa that is pre-approved by the city hall, the project. We sell the land plus the construction cost on the 500 at minimum, and the property takes around 18 months to be ready. after the 18 months, the property values per year at least more than 30%. So what we're basically doing here is joining the cost of the land and the cost of construction and avoiding the premium the market is requesting already for final products. So this definitely, after ready, can go also on rental income for more than 4 to 6%. So this is at the moment the type of investments clients are coming on the 500,000. On the 350,000, as mentioned before, the properties have to have more than 30 years, are the typical buildings that are being refurbished. Everything is new inside, it's new plumbing, new electricity system, everything is new. And here the location normally are the downtown of the main cities, so the capital appreciation is a little bit less than new properties, but the rental income is higher. So this is an example of a refurbished building with everything new inside, but the facade has to keep the same. So that's why we here have a lot of properties with more than 30 years. The third option on real estate is, as mentioned before, properties with more than 30 years, refurbished, and located in areas with less than 100 inhabitants per square kilometer. So remote areas outside the main cities. Of course, the capital appreciation in this type of properties is much less than buying in the main cities, but we can get good deals for our investors by presenting products that the developers get the responsibility of renting out the properties to local population. So we highly recommend residential properties that can be rented to local population, and we can get rental income of 5% every year during the 5 years of the program. So this is what we suggest. We've been seeing in the market a lot of different other products in remote areas like hotels, buyback opportunities, but we don't trust in those types of options of investment due to the fact that they are very, very not well structured, in the sense that any lower performance on the real estate market, these type of scams are going to be affected on a very, very hard way, and the investors will be losing a lot of money. So we prefer to present on the 280 on remote areas properties that are real economy. I believe it's better to have a property that's anytime can be rented or sold to a Portuguese family than having hotel rooms or buyback systems that if there's no other person to buy in your position after the 5 years, you will lose that money. So this is what we suggest on the 280,000 euros. Coming back to the fourth option, and now the fund, the investment fund. So the investment fund is a fund that was structured by a local fund manager, a very credible fund manager, one of the biggest fund managers in Portugal. They basically structure a fund that qualifies clients for Golden Visa. The fund has 20 million size. It's a closed mutual fund authorized and supervised by the local regulatory authorities, CMVM. It is structured to capitalize Portuguese companies that invest in industries that present high performance, like real estate, tourism. These days, they have a very big project related with green economy, so solar panels, energy production. And that is a potential project that will come inside the fund. The fund has no leverage to take the risk of the investors. There's a commitment period of 7 years, and the distribution of dividends will be made, we believe, from the second year on, because the first 2 years are to invest in the project, and so all the money achieved is to look for projects. The normal structure of this kind of investment funds are normally regulated and structured by the fund manager, Lens Capital in this case. They basically going to capitalize different SPVs, different Portuguese companies with different projects that they will analyze. They have till the moment raised more than 9 million euros in just 1 year. It's predicted to close the funds till the end of 2021. When reaching the 20 million euro. Investors have several exit strategies. They can sell their shares after the 7 years and collect their profit plus their money back. They can, if they need, they can sell the shares before the 7 years. We don't recommend, of course, because they might have to lower their shares value in order to find someone to buy in the market their shares. or they even can change their shares value into any product available in the fund. For example, the fund capitalized a company, an SPV, that was doing refurbishment of buildings, and by selling, by changing their shares for an apartment value in the same value of the shares, they can get the apartment in exchange of the shares. So that's a very good option that the investor have at the end of the 7th year. They also capitalize another SPV belonging to the best and most famous chef in Portugal. He was growing his hotel, his restaurant chain. So they capitalized his company on 2.5 million euros in exchange of 2.5% for just 4 months. On the first SPV, they loaned, fund manager loaned SPV 3 million euro for 3 years in exchange of 7% per year. And the third SPV that is under analysis is, as mentioned before, a very big production, solar panel production of energy that will be having an investment of around 5 million euros with 5% to the fund every year, with a guarantee of buying the energy produced by the local electricity company. So it's a very safe project, and these are the type of projects this fund manager is looking for, to reach at least 5% per year, 5 to 6% every year to the fund, to the investors, and during 7 years is predicted to distribute at least 35% in return on investment for the investors. Taxes that you pay when buying properties. This is one shot. So when buying properties, 2 taxes are to be paid: transfer tax and stamp tax when you're buying real estate. So transfer tax is, according to a regressive table, is less than 6%. Stamp tax around 0.8% fixed. And when you every year you have a municipality tax that goes from 0.2 to 0.3% on the property value. This is the advantage of the fund. The fund has no taxes to be paid, and so it's more tax efficient than the real estate. The real estate has these taxes to be paid. So let's now finalize by summing up a bit what are the big advantages of coming to Portugal and investing in our Golden Visa program and doing investments in the country. It's definitely the best backup plan at the moment for high net worth individuals, and that is due to the reasons I mentioned in the advantages of the program, on the level of investment, on the safety of the country, on the currency we have, on being a Schengen country, and the hospitality we present to all the investors. So definitely the reasons are definitely the first one, the future of the next generations of each investor. The capacity of investing with corporations to most probably avoid individual taxes in some of the countries that we've been assisting in worldwide. The diversification of investments. So just by coming to Portugal and doing investments that are presented by us and that we're targeting 7 to 12% in each of them, it's already a good decision. A rental income and residency card that allows you to freely move in Europe, access to European health systems without any preconditions of exclusion, no interviews, the properties are freehold in Portugal, so it's properties for life. There's no big management costs, and it is very easy to set up companies in Portugal with very, very low costs when structuring these companies. The Golden Visa allows you, as mentioned before, also to establish the business not only in Portugal, but in all the Schengen countries. Let us now present a little bit about our company. We are PT Golden Visa. We are an integrated service provider for foreign investors in Portugal. We have been, in the last years, awarded as Best Golden Visa Provider and Best Wealth Management Company in Portugal. We have offices in Dubai and in Portugal, Lisbon. We cover all the country in Portugal for investments, and we have an approval rate of 100%. So it's something that at the moment, due to the quality of the program, is something that is quite easy to achieve, in the sense that the program is very transparent, very straightforward. There's no gray areas. Even the government, as I mentioned here, has a 97% approval. So the 3% most probably are investors that didn't deliver all the documents as they should. We are one of the only one-stop shop company in Portugal. So we decided to proceed with a different vision from all the other players in the market. We have in our company in-house the capacity of presenting our clients wealth management services, tax planning, legal services, banking services, and also property management. We manage more than 1,000 properties in Portugal, where we rent those properties for investors that are not living in Portugal at the moment, and we generate the rental income and the income and the returns on investment they are looking for when doing investments in Portugal. So we are their point of contact definitely for the next 5 years, and it will be a pleasure to assist you and your families on the next 5 years coming through investments in Portugal or Golden Visa residency permit. Allow me to send you all my contacts, so feel free to contact us anytime, and I'm able to answer all your doubts from this moment. Thank you, Rowan.
Thank you. Thank you, Tiago. We now invite questions from the attendees. You are requested to click the raise your hand button on your screen, and we will unmute you so that you can ask your questions.
So we will start with Tajamul. Hi, Tajamul. Please ask your question.
Hi, Tiago. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hi. I've got a few questions. Is the immigration Portugal open now? Are they processing the golden visas? You know that the COVID has basically put a lot of restrictions, and immigration departments have actually closed down the processing of a lot of visas. So I wanted to check what's the situation with Portuguese Ministry of Foreign Affairs and immigration processes. This is one. I also would like to know if you also look after startup innovator visa category that Portugal offers. And the third question is, there's been a recent scandal with the Cyprus Golden Visa, and there's been an outcry, and European Union mentioned that there'll be a review of all Golden Visa offered by many European Union countries. So will there be an impact on Portuguese Golden Visa now and probably in the near future? Yeah,
thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much for your questions. Those are very, very good questions. So first of all, the immigration services worldwide, I believe, yes, they have been affected. In Portugal, it's not the case. The Portuguese immigration services are still open. I mean, the immigration office that are allowing investments in, allowing residency permits in Portugal through the Golden Visa, they are open in Portugal. What you might face is the difficulties on traveling, on having on the local embassies, depending on the country you are, the allowance to get the Schengen visa to visit Portugal. We've been overcoming those issues by inviting the investors that really decided to proceed and to have commitments with us, by sending them an invitation letter and showing that they're coming for investment, and the local authorities have been open to the situation. And of course, that is also something that you do have to check on your local country, if the travel the companies, the air companies are allowing you to travel. That is something we cannot control, but regarding the immigration services, they are open, and we have this capacity of generating invitations and inviting the clients that are really decided to proceed. That is the first question for the answer for your first question. I want to add also that we can do the process, and this is something that I have been assisting a lot of clients recently due to COVID-19 on a remote way. So we are able to do all the steps remotely to any client that is decided to proceed remotely, by opening bank accounts, by opening tax numbers, by proceeding with the investment, even if they want, if they are comfortable to do so. We normally prepare 3D 3D presentations, videos, photos. We describe the area. We do the financial investments, the analysis with the clients together till they are comfortable on proceeding with the investment. If this is in the case that the client cannot come and they want to proceed immediately, then there is one trip that is really requested for the investor and the family to come, which is for doing the biometrics and fingerprints. But that we can postpone till the borders are open and you are able to come, okay? So this is the first answer to your question. The startup visa, yes, we've done already several cases. The thing is that is not that straightforward as the real estate and the investment fund. That's why we don't promote that much, but it's available. We can try. The way they evaluate is completely subjective when compared with real estate and an investment fund, but we are able to proceed with startup visas. We've done before, but again, it's analyzing business plans. It's completely different approach. It's analyzing the capacity of the investor, the capacity of the entrepreneur, the assets or the value of the company at the end of the 5th year, if it reaches the value they request or not. So it's more subjective, but yes, we can support you on that. Coming to the question of regarding Cyprus. Cyprus faced problems. Other countries faced problems. All those problems are public. I don't have to speak here. I believe there are my colleagues there from Cyprus and other countries that face problems with the local Schengen authorities. They have their reasons to justify themselves. We in Portugal never had. And so far, I don't see one reason for them to affect the Portuguese golden visa. Till the moment, the process on golden visas in Portugal is, we've been awarded as the best backup plan solution in the last 3 years. We don't see any reason for us to be affected due to problems that other countries are having or not being able to justify on a way that the local Schengen authorities want. So we don't predict that in Portugal.
Fantastic. Really appreciate your answers, Tiago. And I will get in touch with you and then discuss the next steps in the way forward.
My pleasure.
And your Dubai number is available on WhatsApp, Tiago?
Yes. I don't know if I'm still sharing the screen with yourselves, but there's Dubai number.
Yeah, I do have your Dubai number.
Yeah, and they are on WhatsApp. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Mr. Hussain, you can continue a conversation with Tiago at his virtual booth as well. So we have posted the link on the chat. Yeah, moving on to the next question. Lavanya?
Yeah, we have another question from Puneet Pal Singh. How much time is required to get citizenship of Portugal by investment in real estate?
Okay, so the Portuguese program has the advantage, or the Golden Visa program has the advantage of generating the proof one needs to apply for citizenship. Citizenship law in Portugal is in place more than 22 years, and it states clearly that any citizen holding a residence permit in Portugal for 5 years can apply for citizenship. So the answer is 5 years. You start with a golden visa. You don't have to change your life. You just have to come 7 days to Portugal if you don't want to relocate. If you want to relocate, you can relocate. But with 5 years of residency permit within the golden visa program, after those 5 years, you are already allowed to apply for the citizenship. To apply for the citizenship, whether it's with real estate or investment fund, it's the same way, okay? So 5 years after, you are eligible to apply. To apply for citizenship, you have to approve on the Portuguese language test. It's a basic level of Portuguese, A2 level. It's a comprehensive exam. It's nothing very dramatic. I would say that nowadays even the Chinese are all approving, so I don't see any problem of any other citizens approving, because we are our idiom is much different than the Chinese. That's why I'm giving the example. But just to tell you that even today, they made it easier. If you bring a diploma from your countries that you attended a course in Portuguese and you got a diploma of A2 level, you are even exempted from the exam. So I don't see any difficulty on approving for passports, even because the law is clear.
Okay, great. Lavanya, let's do one last question and then we wrap up the session.
So we have our next question from Rajiv Kohli. Hi, Rajiv. Please go ahead and asking your question.
Hi, thank you. Two very quick questions. Is there a minimum age for an application as an investor? Can I make a 20 and a 22-year-old? And second, is there an option to invest in a business rather than real estate in a running business?
Okay, so two different questions. I will start from the age. The age, there's no limit on the age. Okay, so you can start being investor from 18 years old, and there's no limit on no barriers on the age. It will always depend on your family structure. We will help you on that, because knowing that you can place your parents, your wife, your kids, we normally structure the best way for your family to be as many as possible approved within the investor application. So the question is no, you can apply as an investor. Then the second question, yes, you can do your golden visa through opening a company. Opening a company, there's two ways. One is opening a company with 10 employees, or opening a company with 5 employees with an investment of 350,000 or assets on value of 350,000 euros in your company. What we were previously presenting several opportunities on the companies with 10 employees. We were even structuring companies and managing on behalf of our clients. But these days with COVID-19, we highly don't recommend people to go and place their residency application on companies, because the economy is uncertainty. There's certain uncertainty unless you really dominate your industry and you know the market. It's very difficult for you to get the assurance that during 5 years your company will be able to pay salaries for 10 people every year, pay the taxes and generate income to cover all these costs. So I do not recommend at the moment, and that's why we didn't place today on the presentation going through the companies. I think it's better to do real estate, or the investment fund. The returns you get every year are able to pay all the costs of the program, and after 5 years you can resell very easily. So, and within those 5 years, by having a golden visa, you are able to open companies without any limitation on number of workers, and so you can grow your company without any obligation. So if you need one person today, you need one person, you don't need 10. So that's my recommendation at the moment, but we can analyze together the economy and decide, depending on your industry, depending on the company you're decided to open, if it makes sense or not.
Thank you.
Okay, we will go to our last question from Arthur. Hi, Arthur, please go ahead and ask your question. I think Arthur is not there. Shashank, would you like to ask a question?
Hi, I just wanted to know one thing. What is the processing time for the whole this process? Okay.
It's a good question, and I might not have covered in detail in the presentation. So very shortly, it is very easy to the step by step. I will give you the step by step, and then even the timings of this step by step. So basically, when you want to proceed, you just have to send us an email by saying that you want to proceed. We will analyze your family structure. We will request the documents that are needed to open the tax number and bank account. That's taking account that we do it in 1 week. Then once you have a bank account and the tax number, and you're legally represented here, we're going to be sending you power of attorneys from credible law firms in Portugal that will be your representatives in Portugal. And after that, you are ready to proceed for the investment. Then the investment depends on your timings. So we will, if you are able to come to Portugal, we will guide you on a 3 to 4 days journey by showing you properties every day, depending on your budget, on your criteria of investment. If you want investment fund, we go directly to the fund manager for you to clarify your doubts. Once decided the investment, you go back to your country, you transfer the funds to your bank account in Portugal. You ask the bank manager to issue the bank checks in name of the seller of the property or in the name of the fund manager. Once you have an investment under your name, the lawyers will be able to apply for your golden visa cards. This all depending, let's say that you have the money available today, it will take not more than 10 to 12 days. Then after, the lawyer will introduce your process in the system on the immigration office, and they will request you to come after 1 month to 1.5 months to Portugal to submit your biometrics and fingerprints. This trip is really mandatory for you and your family members to come and do the biometrics and fingerprints. After 1.5 months, after that, the immigration will give you an answer on around 4 to 6 months, depending on the demand we have in the immigration office. So in total, I would say 6 months is the timing, the average time that the cards will be issued and then sent to you by DHL for you to freely move and have all the advantage mentioned in the presentation.
Okay. So let's say if my immigration application is refused, so how will the money be returned to me?
As mentioned before, we run with 100% approval rate. So there's no reason for you to be not approved. So because we analyze all documents before, whether it's from the investor, whether it's from the dependents, whether it's from the investment, everything takes a clear scrutinium till you spend €1 in Portugal. So anyway, let's say that something occurs. Let's say that you do the investment and all of a sudden your criminal records has issues. Okay. So if that happens, the market is very liquid. We resell your property immediately and you get your money back. So that is something that we never faced, but for us would be very easy because, as mentioned before, demand on properties is 3 times the supply we have. So that would not be an issue.
All right.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.